For decades in America, the left has told us that riots and the burning of our cities is simply the language of the unheard. And we need to listen to their mobs because that's the only way that they can get their voices out. Okay, so let's apply that logic to Northern Ireland, shall we? Because in Northern Ireland, they are currently right now burning down migrant homes, houses, and businesses. And so what are they trying to say there exactly? Well, it's summarized quite nicely right here. Nobody in Belfast consented to mass immigration from the third world. In fact, they voted against it for 20 years. Yet they got it. They got more of it than anyone can handle. And now there's beheadings in the street. Their countrymen, whose ancestors built the English Isles and created arguably the strongest cultural power to ever circumnavigate the world, which is the British Empire, has been undone from the inside by failed state actors who bring over people from Somalia and Sudan in order to colonize the people of England. Now they're getting colonized, and the people of England are saying enough. I was told the riots were the language of the unheard, mate. More migrant houses being burned in Belfast. I think it's just beautifully summarized by this caller here to a Belfast morning show in Northern Ireland. Listen to this.
Listening to you talk about the thing that happened in Belfast last night, all the unrest. Well, yes, rightly, you shouldn't condone what happened. What else have people got to do? They're not listening. The political class are not listening. These people who are coming over here illegally, they're rapists, terrorists. They're coming over here. It's literally like putting a wolf in a sheep field. You are giving them a target-rich environment. You haven't vetted them. You've done nothing. All you've done is dump them in a place where they can wreak havoc. Where they come from, guess what? There's no law. If they can do literally whatever they like. They come over here. There's lawyers, of course, taxpayer funded. They get a nice cushy home, running water, Sky TV, gym memberships, bus passes. They can literally go where they want and create havoc. And when they do, the people that foisted them upon us, guess what? They say, don't get upset. Don't do anything. Don't go out and cause unrest. Well, I'll tell you what, mate. Stop reaping, then you might not have to sow it, because this country is absolutely on the edge. They cannot take much more of people getting stabbed, raped, blown up, you name it. You foisted it upon us for the last 25, 30 years, ever since Blair said, I'm going to rub your noses in it. Well, guess what? What goes round comes round. And I think the political class have got a very, very, very big smack on the nose coming.
I love that caller. And there are so many others like him. The clans are uniting. Irishman whose father was killed in the Troubles comes out in the street with his old foe for the sake of his children's culture. The Irish and the English are uniting over their now shared enemy. And as this beautiful man explained here, it's not about race. It has everything to do with culture.
Now, there's never been a problem with immigration in Ireland whatsoever. There's no racist thing. It's not a colour problem. It's a culture problem. There's people coming with obscene cultures into our country. They are beheading people up and down this country. We've had beheadings in Sligo, Limerick. Ashley Murphy was murdered on the side of the river by Roma Gypsy. It should have been in this country. But we've had numerous beheadings in Ireland. Then we had this poor man. It's not too far from my home, was butchered on the ground, eyes poked out, and tried to kill him. It's frightening.
It's a culture problem. They're incompatible with Western culture. This is why you don't bring people in from Sudan or Somalia, because you look at the state of Sudan and Somalia. In Sudan, for instance, the vast majority of mass murders, which there are many of them, take place on ethnic grounds. The people of Sudan see other people from other tribes that look differently from them or talk differently from them, and they kill them, they behead them. Why would you bring that to your peaceful land? Which, by the way, there was no shortage of beheadings in medieval England. This entire culture was built off sacrifice and blood and for the peaceful existence of the Englishmen. But now you've brought the enemy inside of the castle walls. Now, migrant shops in Belfast set on fire, destroyed. They're hunting asylum seekers. House by house, pro-invasion politicians are responsible for this disaster in Europe. I expect this to happen all over the rest of Europe. I don't want to see it happen. The European Union's globalist leaders forced this to happen by trying to smash together incompatible cultures. And by the way, Ireland's one of the worst examples of this. In the year 2025, the EU had a record 64 million foreign-born residents. Foreign-born residents, 64 million. This is up 40 million from 2010. They brought in 40 million new people. Luxembourg's 52%. Alien. Malta's 32%. Ireland is 28% foreigners. But that might change. Look at this. Many migrants are now leaving Northern Ireland, citing safety concerns and feeling unwelcome. Major cities across Britain are preparing for nationwide protests directly outside of migrant hotels this Friday. There's footage of migrants in Northern Ireland loading up their things, as many as they can slam into their cars, and getting the hell out of Dodge. Look at that. Several groups of illegal immigrants have been seen hastily leaving Belfast after the popular migrant uprising. Many migrants are leaving Northern Ireland, citing safety concerns and feeling unwelcome. Amazing how much liquidity they have. Most of us couldn't just pick up sticks in 48 hours. That's a great point. It's working. Thumbs up, says Ann Coulter. Make the environment hostile enough and they will deport themselves. Next target, the government elite who keep importing them, and the liberal media elite who keep encouraging them to do so, calling natives far right for not wanting to be beheaded or not wanting their daughters raped. As I've said many times, they have never feared our peace. Every time we fight back, no matter where we are, they flee. They are weak. That's what happens. That's why they attack soft targets like women and children and old people. They fear us but love our peace. Give them the sword instead. Apologies for the inconvenience. Look at this. They burned down a bus. I have a feeling that it's going to keep happening. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Oliveira showing how horrifying it is to live in Brussels, this Belgian city. Oh, Belgium, right? Waffles and chocolate. Not what the Belgian do? Nope, not Belgian anymore. 75% foreigners live in Brussels, and all they do is behave violently, piss everywhere. This is what Tyler's shown in his, you should go follow his channel. That guy's does incredible work. But he's showing he got attacked for just interviewing people on the street. They threw a giant rock at him. The filthy, despicable. Did your grandparents die in World War II for this? Is this what anybody fought for? Oh, this is the Europe, the cradle of Western civilization that we attempted to protect? No, we didn't do any protecting. Who lost? Well, the Europeans lost. They lost everything. It's awful. They lost their homelands, their cultures, their Christianity. Political earthquake is rippling across Ireland from Belfast to Dublin. The mood is changing. Powerful speech today highlighting the growing anger and frustration felt by many who believe their concerns have been ignored for too long. What's emerging is bigger than a protest, bigger than a city. It's bigger than the politicians who thought they could simply ride out the storm. The ground is shifting. I'll leave you with this. Here's this has gone quite viral. Nearly 6,000 reposts and 20,000 likes. Here we go. The speech with the Celtic cross behind him. What is happening on the Irish Isles? Here you go.
These are facts, people. Check it if you don't believe me. Look all over the world. They're trying to wipe out Christianity. And now they've got to Ireland, and that's their plan. And it's looking very likely to me. The travellers are already taking up less than 1% of the population. Now the average Irish person are going to be a minority in this country if we do not stand up and do something about it. This is disgusting what's happened in this country. They're doing sex education classes for as young as 4-year-olds. No 4-year-old should know about these things. No 4-year-old should lose their innocence. No 4-year-old should know about private parts or be taught them in fucking schools. One last thing I'll say. Up the north, a man almost got beheaded. This is a man who suffered from disabilities himself. He already can barely see out of his eyes before this attack. He had a lack of hearing. This man also played a part in taking these people in, trying to care for them. But what did he do? They turned on him. They turned on him and tried to take his life. Only for a hero to step in and nearly take him out. The last thing I will say, a good friend of mine, John Mulhall, and I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, these are facts, the videos are there to prove it. A man approached him recently, a Muslim man, with a knife. He could see it in his waistband. He asked the man to show him the knife. The man wouldn't show it. He finally pulled it up. The guards got called on site. John said to the guards, "Guards, if this was an Irishman, what would you do?" They admitted they would arrest him. The same guard claimed to be a Catholic from this country, and he says, "John, you've got to understand their culture and religion. This is Ireland! This is Ireland!" Disgrace! For everyone else who's not here, congratulations to everyone that is here. But whoever's not here, it's time to stop sitting back. Get out on the streets, march, and take them out!